Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about something a little bit personal. This is actually a different video. So if you notice in the title of this video, you'll know what this title is about. And this is no clickbait. I don't bullshit people. And I'm going to cut to the chase and explain right now. So in this year, I have been sober from 1 year from watching out of my addiction, and that addiction is pornography, my porn addiction. Now, I know this is probably a little bit different because we're used to males being addicted to pornography, or usually when it comes to addiction, we're used to having an addiction of drugs and alcohol, but from my perspective, pornography was my main addiction, and it was probably one of the most difficult things to do and let go of it. Now, in this video, I'm only going to talk about my story of addiction, how it started, and how I got out of it. So if this is helpful for you, for anyone who has any kind of addiction that they're suffering right now or dealing with, I hope this is very helpful for you guys to really to share and discuss with. So without further ado, let's get going. So in the past 5 or 6 years ago, that's when I got into watching pornography. Now you're probably wondering, well, how old are you? And I'm 19, so I'll be 20 this year. But just to name it from just to give people a perspective, I started watching porn when I was around 12 or 13 years old. And the reason why I was watching porn was because it was mostly, I would say mostly what drove me to pornography is that it gave me some kind of escapism or some kind of relief that I was getting. And if I was upset with anyone or if someone made me angry, instead of letting out that emotion towards other people, I just would walk away and then lock myself in the door. I'll lock my room door and I'll just watch pornography hours at a time. And it's funny because I discovered pornography accidentally. I think I was surfing online or something. I'm not sure when I first discovered it, but when I saw it, it was like, you know, and then of course, when you're real curious and when you're young and stuff, and you just want to know more information about it, you'll go all out of your way to start doing something. You'll go out of your way and start searching for it, what you're trying to do. And in this case, this happened to be pornography. I think the reason why I was watching pornography was because, again, I was using it as a way to escape reality or to deal with life that I thought was against me. I would think that life was against me, or the world hates me, or it's shitty. So what did I do? I just sat in my room, locked my door, and all I do is just sit in there and just watch pornography hours at a time. And this was a vicious cycle that happened over and over again. Now, at age 12 or 13, this is when I discovered pornography. I would say my addiction started when I was about in the junior year of high school. So this was around when I was about 16, 17 years old. And what I realized was that as more the years went by, the angrier I got, and I was just fed up with life, and I was just so upset. In a way, I was kind of like behaving like a victim in a case, so to speak. So this will be as a substitute to find some kind of relief. And to find this relief, I thought that this would be the way to just not deal with anything, whether it was my mom yelling at me about something, or if it was about my little brother, if he's saying something about me that really pisses me off, I would just go away and then just watch pornography. Just don't talk to no one. Now, I can also say that this addiction made me have a bit of paranoia because when people would used to ask me to use my phone, I would sometimes get a little defensive and asking them, why do you want to use my phone? Like, do you not have your own phone, or can you ask someone else about their own phone instead of mine? And the reason why I was doing this was because I did not delete my history from what I was watching. So that was really, I couldn't really explain that to them at all. I couldn't explain it to my sister. I couldn't explain it to my little brother if he wanted to see something online. It was just a mess. It was a big mess. And I think what drove me to stop watching it was that I remember, and what drove me to stop this was, it was a little bit after I graduated high school. This was around 2016. And in 2016, this is when I graduated after high school and stuff. And I was, of course, excited. But then again, I was still thinking that, what am I going to do with my life? So again, I still did the same cycle over and over again, watching pornography hours at a time. And what I mean by hours at a time, I would just watch stuff non-stop. Like, sometimes I'll watch films, I'll watch short videos. It just depends. Sometimes I'll even forget to eat that day just because I was indulging in pornography. But I think what made me stop doing it was that my sister gave me a talk about life in general. And this is what I remember. She said that when you are on your own and stuff, you have to set an example. And setting an example is to know what you want people to see you as, or what kind of reputation do you want. It just got me to thinking, and it made me want to put my life back together. It wanted me to put my life together and get my stuff together. Now, I'm not saying that I got my whole life together. Believe me, I still got shit to work out. But with her saying that, in a way, it put me in a position where I can make an opportunity to start creating something more positive rather than indulging into a self-satisfaction or self-pleasure to myself. Like, and it made me want to think to myself, what do I want out of life? Like, what do I want to do? What did I love doing that I stopped doing for a while? And this was something that I had to delve deep into. And in a sense, it's really scary. It is so scary to dive in deep and to know about and start to figure out, like, what do you want to do? And being open to new opportunities. And this is some scary shit, honestly. But it caused me to think about, what is that I want to do out of life? What am I doing? Like, is this addiction, is it helping me or is it harming me? And more likely, it was harming me rather than doing me good. It made me think about that, and wow, it's just a lot. But I have been sober for a year now, and I'm glad that I got out of that dark place. And if you now, this is probably an awkward video. This is awkward, even me talking about this, but hey, I'm just being open to this and see how this goes. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. So if you like this content, please feel free to share it and like it to someone who might be interested in watching this kind of video. If they are into this, that's on them, but hey. But all in seriousness though, if a person is like into addiction and stuff, like, it's good to talk to someone or talk to a close relative or a close one that you really trust. That's what I did when I had a problem. And it's really good because, especially, talk to someone that you know that who will not judge you for what you do. Try to avoid the ones that you think that they will be a bit resistant to what you're trying to tell them, because the more resistant that they become, it's kind of like the more you shut down and you don't want to say anything at all. So you're probably thinking, what is the use of saying anything to that person? So I recommend for someone who is a close one towards you, with you, this can be a sibling, this could be a friend, a spouse. I personally talked to my sister about this, about my addiction and my problems. She didn't know it until I admitted it to her, and she did not judge me, and she accepted what I had to say. So it's good to have those kind of people around you to not judge you so quickly into your situation. So if you like this video, please feel free to share it with anyone who can relate to this. And as always, I'll see you next time. Take care.